You hit that, Doug Benson. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's nice.
We're on the Viceland bus.
Yeah.
I'm here with Doug Benson. This is Getting Doug with High.
Viceland is pulling no punches on their stance on marijuana because when you come onto their bus, they not only have rolling papers, they all say Viceland on them.
Yeah. Doug, your first question was, will we be allowed to smoke? And I suppose that's your first question everywhere
I
you
said,
go.
can I smoke? Just because,
Right.
I wasn't going to bring any weed if if the answer was no.
You wouldn't have gotten on the bus. If
There's
the
no
answer
reason for me to be walking around the streets with my pockets full of weed if I'm not going to smoke on the bus.
Right.
But, I guess we were all not surprised that their answer was sure you could smoke on the bus.
That's correct, yes. And it's happy hour here as well, so we have drinks.
Yeah.
Which is also good. So your Comic-Con weekend has been how? What
It's
have you
been
done? You've done-
how has it been?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
How's it
Another
been?
thing to clip in the reel of you saying dumb things. It's been great. I think you're just probably a little high right now because I've been sitting here blowing it in your face.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
You've done some
But
panels.
I love it down here. I'm from San Diego originally, and so I went to Comic-Con when I was a kid, and it was like just over in the other tiny convention center, the old one, and it was maybe 500 people or something.
And now today you're at Hall H.
Today I did a thing in Hall H, also for 500 people, because it was later in the day, and a lot of folks had left, but still an honor to get to do a thing there.
So what did you do today?
Today I did Leonard Maltin's broadcast from Petco Park. So that was weird.
Right.
To be up in the stands at Petco Park. I just kept making baseball jokes and Kevin Costner references. And
did he get them?
yeah, Leonard's pretty sharp.
Okay.
Leonard's on top of it. He really enjoys me and I enjoy him. Like we
Okay.
both do each other's podcasts. He's terrible at the movie trivia games because he's got,
Too much.
He's seen more movies than anybody.
Yeah.
So he's got too much info up there. But he's a great guy, nice guy, and we always have fun. But it was just weird because we're up in the stands on a stage built in the stands of Petco Park. And I was even talking to people in the green room. They're like, when we heard this was at Petco Park, we thought Petco,
the store?
the store had a little park.
They didn't realize it was a
Had
baseball
like,
field.
maybe like for dogs to play in or something. So, but that confusion aside, is an interesting venue. And tonight, I'm glad that I'm just chilling out in the Viceland bus, getting high right now because I'm a little nervous about what I have to do tonight.
What are you doing tonight?
I have to make love to Charlize Theron. No, the opposite of that. I know a nerdy thing called movie fights. Screen Junkies movie fights where
Yes.
I have to.
Oh, you have to battle it out.
I have to argue with somebody about a movie topic.
Do you know who your opponent is?
I do. I mean, they told me, but I forgot the dude's name. But he sounds awesome. But it is. The category is, and you could say your answer. You could give me your
Okay.
answer first.
The category is?
The category is movies you should never watch stoned.
Movies you should never
Yeah,
watch.
so what's the worst movie to watch stoned? Which I already have a problem with the question because
what-
shit movies are still shitty when you're stoned, and scary movies are scary. You know what I mean? Like being stoned doesn't
It doesn't hurt
it
any
doesn't
movie
help
experience.
a movie enough to
Right.
make you watch garbage and like it. You know what I
Right.
mean? You still have opinions and taste, and you might even get bored easily if you're a stoner that has a fast-moving mind. You get a little too high, and you're just sitting there going, "I cannot concentrate on this movie about chess." You know?
Well, you're in the wrong movie then in the first place.
Yeah.
I would fall asleep, I think. If
I
was,
do that a lot.
Yeah.
I do that a lot, especially because I fly so much and I want to sleep on flights.
Right.
So I've gotten so good at sleeping sitting up in those chairs, and now movie theater chairs are just like airplane seats, and especially if they rock a little bit or lean back, like
Yeah,
you're
those
just
are the best.
So if the that's my review of the movie is I didn't stay awake. You know.
What if it's not the movie's fault?
Sometimes I'm loving a movie and I fall asleep, and then I just have to be honest with myself and go see it again.
If you're not going to drink that, hand it to me.
I am going to drink it, but
Okay,
I'm doing,
all right.
as you can see, I'm doing the lion's share of the talking, because I did the lion's share of the weed, and now the Trump brothers are going to shoot me and slump me over their shoulder, because I'm a lion.
So you've gotten noticeably higher
You haven't answered my
Since
question.
getting on the bus.
You haven't answered my,
Well, you
question.
answered it before you gave me a chance to, which is that no movie is made better.
Well, I think it's a bunk question, but you know when somebody says, "Would you rather?" and you have to pick one, even though you're like, those two scenarios are not ever going to occur. Why do I have to even think about it?
I feel like anything from David Lynch is weird enough without
right. So like Blue Velvet, there's a cocktail for you.
Blue Velvet.
Yeah, Blue Velvet would be a good one.
Lost Highway.
Yeah, no, that'd be a complete bummer when you're high.
Weird on its own.
Yeah, no, those are better. But but my opponent, you get to know what your opponent picked.
Oh, ahead of time.
Yeah, and my opponent in the first rounds, if you advance to the further rounds, then you know less as you go along.
Right.
But early on, you get some. I've had some time to think about this. I should be doing some homework instead of getting high on a bus.
So I'm not helping you right now.
But I mean, it's still just my opinion about watching movies high. So I think I'm kind of an expert on that.
What's your opponent's pick?
Requiem for a Dream. There is not a more f***ed up movie than that to watch.
I can see that.
That's
a good choice.
That is a fantastic choice.
Yeah. So you lose.
And I blew it. I blew it hard. Because
did you have a choice before
I thought
you
I
realized?
was so smart with my choice.
Uh-huh.
I thought I had the best choice in the world. Then later dawned on me, it should be a movie that's just hard to watch anyway.
Right.
Like Schindler's List would be no fun high. It wouldn't.
That's no fun, no matter what.
That's what I mean. It wouldn't make it like, oh, I'm high, so I can. This isn't as bad.
No,
it's still horrible. So that would have been a good choice.
Well, maybe stick with that. Does he know what you?
But here's what I went with. I bet you it's something you haven't even seen because you like just a good old fashioned action, special effects movie.
I do like a lot of that.
Yeah. Okay, I bet you haven't seen this movie.
What?
The Tree of Life.
No. That just sounds like a terrible movie.
I'm just telling you, it is the weirdest movie. 1 minute it's a domestic drama with Brad Pitt and a kid and what's her name that's in everything. And then, next thing you know, there's dinosaurs and stuff. And a lot of lava and...
But if you pick that movie, aren't you going to have to
explain it? A lot of crazy imagery.
Aren't you going to have to explain it to everybody because they haven't seen it?
Well, it's going to be a film nerd crowd, so they're going to get the reference, but they also probably all love the movie. That's why I thought it'd be funny to argue for that because it's like the audience is going to be against me. But then he picked the perfect movie.
Yeah.
If he'd have just picked some random thing that that would be bad high, like The Exorcist, or that'd be bad, but it wouldn't. Most movies don't get scarier because you're high.
Right.
Being in a debate when you're high is tough. Because the other person will say 50 things, and the 12th thing he said was like, oh, I've got a good burn, I got a good comeback on that. And then he says a million other things, and you just totally lose track of a great line, and it may never come back, or it may come. Have you ever done like radio high?
You just described my entire life. Somebody says something, and I have a great response.
You have a great thing, but they just keep talking.
They could follow it up with one or two more things, and I'm out. Now I realize I'm confused. I was 3 points ago.
It piles up, and what you end up responding to is either the last thing they said or just what you were thinking about the whole time anyway.
Which was the first thing
your
they
next
said
question.
10 minutes ago.
Or like I'll cling to something right away, and then just really hard to concentrate on anything because you're just like, Susie stops talking, I'm going to say this thing about the first thing he said.
I'm going to kill him.
Yeah.
But he doesn't, and so I lose.
But you guys are pros. Like, I don't ever feel like you guys, you ask very direct questions that don't have a lot of sidebars in them. Like I hate on the political pundit shows the ways the way they ask the questions, where they give them 3 options or whatever, and and then also end why, and then the person starts to talk and they run out of time.
We're not trying to fool you. We just want you to be funny. So we toss you big fat
good
softballs.
Luck with that. Hey Doug, you're gonna be in the 6 o'clock hour. Come in and be hilarious.
Do you hate doing our show? You can tell me now.
No, I don't.
You can tell me.
No, I'd stop doing it if I hated it. When was the last time I was on? It's probably long enough now that you might be thinking I hate it. Yeah.
You're missing your mouth.
Oh my
with the straw.
God!
Why
There's
are you
some
using
cities
that
I
straw?
go
That's
to
such
now.
a little girly straw.
I know. It's like
take it out.
It's like Ryan Gosling teases Steve Carell about using the tiny straw in Crazy Stupid Love. It's like it looks like you have a little schwanz in your mouth.
My wife told me a long time ago, don't use a straw. As a guy, don't use a straw.
No, but that's how secure I am, Kevin, in my manlyhood and in my ability to meet people. Is I'll do a lot of those. I mean, we both shouldn't wear the baggy shorts all the time.
It's true.
We should put some pants
It's
on.
a terrible choice.
But you know, if you're living a good life and doing things right, you can get away with it.
That's correct. I'd like to leave it on that note.
I think that's a great note to leave it on.
Thank you, Mr. Doug Benson.
Thanks for having me, dude.
You bet.
Thank you, Viceland.